Chase and Henry and fellow public speaking students and fellow Koreans, although I'm not really Korean, but I've lived here long enough, I feel like I'm a little bit of Korea. And you know, there's a lot of problems in the world, and in the United States we have a crazy president, and you guys have also had a difficult time with President Park. And I know a lot of people are really upset about it and wondering what to do. So I'm going to offer you some suggestions about what to do about President Park. Because we live in a time when we don't know what's true anymore. With the beginning of the internet, people thought, oh, we're going to have more information. We're going to be better informed. But what has happened is that now we have too many facts, and people don't know what is true or what is not true. Some people think that the world is flat. Especially some players in the NBA have said that they believe that they really think that the world is not round, that it is flat. And they have reasons for believing. Some people think that the Sewol, the ship that went down, was part of a cult ritual that President Park and the cult planned. Does anyone have that belief? Because I have some friends who believe that. And I mean, it's hard to know when there's so many facts. And some people think that Hitler did not kill any Jews. There are a number of people who believe that, even though there's a lot of evidence. And some people think that Park Gyun Hye is a princess. And some people think she's a devil. And some people think that NASA never landed a man on the moon, that it was all a hoax. And some people think there were no dinosaurs in the world. So people are getting too many facts, and they are getting to a point where they are polarized. So we have people who support Trump, and they can't hear other facts. And there are people in Brexit. They left the European Union, and even though it might have been a very bad thing, because they're very isolated and polarized. They're either way over there or way over there. Many conservative governments now in Europe, it's becoming a problem. And of course, South Korea and North Korea. It's very polarized. If you go to North Korea, they have a different worldview, and they can't even talk to each other. So we have facts and alternative facts. And I guess there's about 2 million people in Korea who really love President Park Gyun Hye, and 48 million don't. And I was actually downtown a few weeks ago, and I didn't know it, but there was a big Park Gyun Hye demonstration. So I started talking to some of the women. There was a woman who came up to me and was talking to me. And she seemed quite reasonable. And she said, no, the stuff she did with the money, all the presidents have a project, and they always do something like that. And I said, oh, really? And, you know, and she just, you know, that Che is just her friend and helping her. And after talking to her for 5 minutes, it seemed like, oh, well, maybe she's right. I don't know. There's just too many facts, so we sometimes don't know. And of course, like I say, some people love President Park Gyun Hye, she's a princess, and some people think she's an evil person. So a lot of Koreans, I think, want her to go to prison. How many of you think she should go to prison? Okay, nobody's raising their hand, but that's okay. It's quite a political issue, but I know a lot of people do. But I think that it's not a good idea, because we have this idea of banana republic. These are countries in Central America like Guatemala and Nicaragua. Whenever the old president was out, they would always put them in prison. And it looks very bad. It looks like a very, not a democracy. And also it destroys the other side. So if we put Park Gyun Hye, all those 2 million people, they're going to be really hurt and angry, and they're never going to get over it. That's the one reason. So it will divide the country. Also, I think there's a good chance she's going to kill herself, just like another president killed himself, right? And it's very sad if that happens. Also, it's expensive to put somebody in jail, especially someone like Park Gyun Hye in jail. You're going to have special prison and special guards, and it's not cheap to have somebody in prison. But most importantly, it's very embarrassing to the country. It makes South Korea look very bad, and it will discourage other people from getting involved in politics. Why should I get involved in politics when they're all criminals? The case for prison is she shouldn't get away with it and she should be punished, okay? So I can understand both sides. But in the United States, we had many presidents who did many bad things. President Nixon did bad things. President Reagan, President Clinton, and both President Bushes did bad things. And they could have gone to jail, but none of them went to jail. Because we feel that to put the president in jail is very bad for the country. So none of those people ever went to jail. So what I'm going to suggest is for Koreans to think outside of the box. There are alternatives to jail. One of them is public service. She has to work for free. And another alternative is just do nothing. So this is the normal thinking out of the box. But I'm going to ask you guys to really, really think out of the box. I mean completely out of the box. And here's what I suggest. This is the Park Gyun Hye reality TV show. So she's going to have a choice. You go to prison or you're going to be on reality TV show. If she chooses not to go to prison, then she's going to have a TV camera watching her all the time. 24 hours a day. You can turn on a special Park Gyun Hye channel 24/7. Now the interesting thing is that people who love Park Gyun Hye, they're going to like it because they're going to want to watch Park Gyun Hye, and all the time they're going to turn on the Park Gyun Hye channel, I think. But people who don't like her will say, yes, she's getting her, punishment because now she has to be humiliated. I think everybody would watch. Also, it would make a lot of money, right? You could have advertisers, and it would be, I think, the most popular show. So all the money that they took, she can make it 10 times more. And there'll be no suicide because people are watching her. As soon as she starts to do suicide, they're going to stop her. And you could have other options like dating, and like Africa TV, you could have a chat line. So there is a precedent. Maybe some of you have heard of the Scarlet Letter. It was a famous book, and what they would do if a woman would have sex outside the marriage, not the man, just the woman, they would put a big A on her, means adulteress, like she slept outside. Or they also would have this kind of thing, where they would publicly humiliate somebody by putting them like that for a week or something like that. So there are precedents to this. And the other precedent is the video cam. Now in the United States we had a panda, and they had a camera that was always watching that camera, always watching the panda. Everyone was watching. My sister was obsessed with the panda cam. Sometimes she would call me at 11 o'clock at night. Frank, turn on the panda cam, he's doing something cute. And we also had a giraffe cam, because giraffe was having a baby. Look at millions of people were watching this giraffe. So people will watch Park Gyun Hye. And we also have, as you know, maybe you've seen the movie The Truman Show, which was a fiction, but it was about watching a man all the time. And maybe some of you have experience with Africa TV, where it's a live video camera. So, hey, John, what do you want to go out for some drinks or something? No, I'm tired. I gotta go home. Yeah, I'm tired too. I have to get up early. They're both lying. They're gonna go home and watch Park Gyun Hye channel. Thank you.